Hi, this is Caitlin Louise from Pure Joy Planet, and today's video is all about natural skincare. This is part of our quarantine spa series. We know that you're all at home, and what better way than to treat yourself with a little bit of self-care. I'm also going to be going into how to make your own DIY face masks. We're giving you about 4 recipes to make your own, and I'm just going to show you a really quick and easy one that I do here. So let's get started. First, I want to talk to you about natural skincare. So a lot of us have maybe switched over our diets. We've started to eat more organic food. Maybe we cut out some of the toxins and pesticides in our food. But a lot of us don't necessarily think about our skincare and what we're putting on our bodies. And we know that our skin absorbs absolutely everything we put on it. What we brush our teeth with, gets absorbed through our mouths, and we swallow some of it through our scalp with our shampoo. And I know for me, when I found out I had autoimmune celiac, I had to cut out all gluten from my diet. And what I didn't realize is toothpaste, my cosmetics, my shampoo, those all had gluten in them. So I basically went all natural, learned how to make my own stuff, and that's why I'm super passionate about bringing this to you. I'm also super passionate about this because the cosmetic and natural products industry is still one of the least regulated industries. And it's mind-blowing to me. There's actually been 1,300 chemicals that have been banned in Europe that we still are allowed to have in our skincare products in the US. And that just is like mind-boggling to me to realize all of these products that are even deemed natural contain some of these harmful chemicals. And just one example, I was reading that there's a toothpaste company, I won't name names, but people have been filing lawsuits over them about their toothpaste and how they've had really negative reactions to it. And the toothpaste is still on the shelves. So even if people have negative reactions to any products, skincare, cosmetics, anything, companies are still allowed to sell them. But the first one I want to tell you to read on your labels is parabens. And if you've ever heard of that, then you know that this is a common additive. It's a common preservative in basically all home care products, skincare products, everything like that. And so if a word has a tag on the end of it that's paraben, you really want to get rid of that, because parabens are known cancer-causing, endocrine-disrupting chemicals. And endocrine-disrupting just means that it's actually disrupting our own hormone system, whether that be it's acting like an estrogen in the body, or which means it's going to block our own ability to produce estrogen. And what's crazy is I was reading that 99% of cancerous breast tumors contain parabens. So that just gives you a little bit of insight of how toxic these products are. The next chemical you really want to watch out for is fragrance. So any unnatural fragrance in a product is really, really toxic for the skin. And unless it's like an essential oil, a natural essential oil, but even then you have to be careful, because companies have gotten onto the bandwagon that essential oils are trendy and good, and some of these essential oils are still coming up with chemicals in them, so they're not pure essential oils. So that fragrance is one to really watch out for. The third ingredient is sodium lauryl sulfate, and this one is a bug-out. It's a foaming agent, and it's in so many products. I've actually been researching hard to find a clothing detergent that doesn't contain sodium lauryl sulfate. So if you have one, put it in the comments below, tag us. It's really, really hard to find even natural clothing detergents to have these. And this is another known carcinogen, so you really want to be careful with anything that has sodium lauryl sulfate, and it's in a lot of different products. Now the fourth one I'm going to touch on today is called Oxybenzone, and this is a common additive in sunscreens. And this has also been known to cause skin allergies. It's been linked to many cancers, and it's just no good. So if you're still using an over-the-counter or a non-natural sunscreen, please, please, please think about switching over. And I'll give a few recommendations in the blog below. All right, let's jump into my daily skincare routine, and then we're gonna get into some face masks. So what I do daily is I wake up And I actually do what's called an ice bath, but I do it for my face. So what I do is I fill a big bowl with ice and water. And this one, obviously, I did it this morning. The ice is already melted, but this is kind of one of the age-old beauty secrets. And when I discovered it, I fell in love with it. Not only does it help with aging skin, but it also helps reduce any inflammation, blemishes healing, it constricts pores, it reduces any puffiness or swelling in the skin. So what I do is I dunk my face in that cold water for 10 to 15 seconds, as long as I can, and I do that about 5 or 10 times, depending on how spontaneous I am that morning. But it really helps with smoothing complexion. So it's something that I really noticed has completely changed the way that my skin emits oils and everything. I mean, it really has been used for so long, and I've really noticed that my acne prone skin does not feel that way. And it's also just super invigorating. So think cold plunge. There's so much trendy stuff out there of the benefits of cold plunging, and this is just as good for your face. So all the same benefits you're gonna get, but in your skin and in your face. So that's the first thing that I do. And I don't use a lot of products on my face, but I will show you the ones that I love because I love supporting some of these companies. The first one it's a Thayer's brand. It's just a witch hazel. There's a lot of these out there. I don't necessarily recommend a particular brand. This is just the one I have. It has rose in it, and this is just a natural toner, and it just feels really good. It's really refreshing. I'll do this, in the morning, midday, sometimes in the evening, depending on how I feel. It also really helps get off any makeup. And then what I use for a cleanser, and I've got people turned on to this because once I switched over to an oil-based cleanser, my skin, again, it completely changed in its structure, in its tone. I found I get a lot less breakouts because a lot of the cleansers on the market, they have foaming agents in it, which basically strip off the natural oils from our face. So once I switched over to this oil-based, again, my skin complexion completely changed. And I swear by this one. I don't think I'll ever use another one. This is Living Libations, and I'm gonna link all of these below so you can have the direct link. But this is by a woman. This is a woman-run company. Her name is Nadine Artemis, and if you don't know who she is, she's bomb. She's like the witchy, herbal, best formulator of natural products, and I really, really love to support her. She's it's a Canadian company as well, and they're just doing a lot of good stuff for the earth. So this one is called Sea Buckthorn Best Skin Ever. So I use 1 squirt literally, and this bottle has lasted me, I don't even know, it could be coming on 6 months. So that's amazing. It's an investment, but it's long term, and you use very, very little, unless your boyfriend drops in the shower. Then you kill him. And then I also use a serum after that. Usually I just use this in the evening. This is called Soothe Slayer, and it's also by Living Libations. And this is just if you have any inflammation, any redness, it just really helps nourish the skin and just give you that radiant natural glow. And this is another thing I found with natural skincare products is my skin actually glows from the inside out. I'm not putting anything on it to make it look like it's glowing or to give the effect of that. It actually just naturally does that, and products like this really help. I mean, this has jojoba, frankincense, thyme, rose, turmeric, carrot seed, and just completely natural, and natural in like earth-based natural ingredients. They also have like a nice rose spray mister, which, oh my gosh, just is so nice. The next one is another serum. It's a sea serum, and it's based on sea minerals. So it's also very nourishing. It's really just giving back nourishment to the skin. So what we're putting on it shouldn't be taking away anything. It shouldn't be covering up anything. It's actually just like healing you from the outside in. So this is a product called Osea, and this is a new one for me, but I really, really love it. I actually got turned on to it by Lacey Phillips. If you don't follow her, she interviewed the woman who runs this company. This is another women-run company. I really like to stick with the smaller companies as much as I can, just because they seem to be doing it right. I can't make a natural products video without mentioning Dr. Bronners. And I know this one is pretty well known, but I just want to reiterate the fact that using natural soaps like this that are versatile, I mean, we have it in the shower. I've put it in all of my hand soaps. It's really great if you're traveling and you need to wash your clothes in a sink. We use it as dish soap, so it's like a bottle like this can run you, you know, $12 to $18, I'm not quite sure. And it lasts forever if you use the instructions on here. So really, really, really good product. Yeah, let's get on to some face masks. So face masks are a cheap and delicious way to give back to your skin. I really, really love making my own face masks. They take about 2 seconds to make, and you can add in a bunch of different stuff. So I actually went ahead and I made the matcha green tea face mask. But basically what I did is I used a bentonite clay. This is the base for all of our face masks. And I used a tablespoon of this. This is the Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. I don't have a particular one that I love, but this is the one I have right now. And this I've had for over a year, and I'm not even halfway through. So you use very, very little of the clay. And I added in some chamomile. I had some dried chamomile. So this is gonna act like kind of an exfoliant, and chamomile is really anti-inflammatory for the skin, and it's really calming. It just like seems to even out everything. So think chamomile when you're drinking it, chamomile on top of the skin is gonna be just as good. So if you have any inflammation in the skin, I recommend adding some chamomile. I also added in some chamomile tea that I had brewed up with a little bit of nettle tea. So instead of water, I did make a brew tea, and I'm probably gonna drink the rest of it all day long. So it's not gonna go to waste since you need very, very little. And then I also added in, so the recipe calls for vitamin C powder, or like a liquid vitamin C. I added in this liposomal liquid vitamin C from a great company called Quicksilver. I'm also going to link that below. We love their products. We sell them. I take this internally almost every day. And vitamin C is just another one that's going to really heal the skin. And it's really anti-aging. So a lot of eye creams will have vitamin C powder in them. It allows for, again, that other glow from the outside in when we're really putting food and nourishment on top of the skin. And then I added in a little bit of matcha. Matcha is also going to be really invigorating for the skin. It's tightening, it's stimulating. Think matcha green tea when you're drinking it. All of those antioxidants are also just going to be sucked right into the skin. So that's another one I really love. I love it also because it adds this nice green. My second favorite would be spirulina, which has a lot of the same benefits, but it's also a detoxifier. So if you've followed me at all for any amount of time, you've probably seen me look like a green monster because I love spirulina on my skin and eating it on the daily. So I also have this little calendula flower just to remind me that calendula is another really great additive to a face mask. And again, you could brew it as a tea if you have dried calendula flowers, or you can just crush them up into the actual face mask. So calendula, yay, calendula. So another additive that you could put in there would be tea tree. If you have any breakouts, a drop or two of tea tree in your face mask is also really healing and nourishing. So that's another really great additive. If you didn't have a tea made, you could add the rose water witch hazel instead of water into your face mask. And the last ingredient I'm going to talk about is MSM. So MSM is really great for the hair, skin, and nails. It's a sulfur compound. So we instruct people to take it in their water. I take it in my water almost every day. And it's found actually in a lot of skincare products and in face masks that you can buy over the counter. So again, it's just that extra healing, nourishing, reducing swelling, just soothing the complexion. So MSM would be another great one. This is the Opti MSM Flake. We have this in our Pure Joy store, and I'll link that one below too. So I hope you like this video. Please comment below, give us a like, let us know what you think, let us know what you put in your face mask. We'd love to hear from you, your favorite natural products. If you've tried any of these before, please let me know, and stay tuned for the rest of the series.